Welcome, welcome, welcome to the world of flowers. I just got this book. I'm so excited. I know it's an old book, but it's new to me. And I am just having so much fun in it. I started out with this page here. And I left part of the other page to do with you. So we've still got a lot of flowers to do. Just trying to get it bright enough because it's a rainy day. Let me turn my overhead. Let's see if that helps. Okay. So we're going to be coloring with polychromos with this page. I thought this flower turned out so pretty. And let's see if I can find, I used Burnt Carmine 193, and I used 128 light purple pink, and then for the center color I used, let me find it, nope, that wasn't it. No. Well, it had to have been a deep scarlet. So I used these three. I used this deep color to just do way down in here. And then I came back with a 219, and I did half of the next part of it, and then I got the very tips with the pink, and that made this beautiful flower. Isn't that pretty? I got out of line right there. I don't know if I just did that or I was working on this while people were mowing everywhere because the rains were coming again. So I'm going to start right here with these little guys. And I have all of my pencils in jars of pinks and oranges, blues and purples, yellows and browns, and my greens. I've got them all separated out right now in that order for me to be able to just grab a color. Yeah. Get my little iPad off my desk because if I knock that down, I will cry. It's in a heavy case though. Okay, so I'm thinking these little flowers are yellow, but we could make them any color. I'm just thinking, trying to pick something either I've already used or something new. This here, I colored it like a hydrangea, and I used a dark lavender and a light lavender, and then I just went all through it, and then I colored in with I think apple green. Let me see. No, it was light green. And that just made that such a pretty. Let's see if I can get it close enough where you can see the shades in there. And you could use some light blues too, would be really pretty in that. I just had a lot of fun coloring in this book, and I just wasn't sure that this would be the book I really, really wanted. But turns out this book really, really wanted me. So I think we're going to use something more different. I'm going to go into Cad Orange for these little flowers here. And I'm going to just, let me get another book. And I'm going to put it upside down, one of Johanna's books, right underneath that. I think it was Peter Hewitt did that, and I found it really helps because they're about the same. And if you put it upside down, there's no like indentations in the titles and all that. So I'm just going to color these little guys in like this. I just have been having fun with them. I'm not in a hurry. I'm just enjoying coloring them. And for me, a lot of people do shading in a lot of different ways. And mine is to color it in with the lightest color. And then find a contrasting color that you can give it just a hint of color with. So that might be just a little dark. I always go with my pencil leads, and you can tell by that, not the color of the pencil, because that really doesn't tell you much. So I'm just going to go, since they're tiny little flowers, kind of like in a little circle, right around the top of it. Now you could have done this first and then come back in, but and it's not going to be like a drastic change because they're pretty close. But again, it adds enough of a difference that it makes a difference. Okay, so now we need something for our little centers, and I'm thinking instead of the normal that I've been using, I'm going to go with some color with a little brown in it. And what I'm using here that I grabbed is raw umber, and I'm just going to fill it in just like that. If you can leave a little tiny white spot, that's okay. They're kind of small, so it's a little hard. Oops, there's one we missed. And if you wanted to, you could come back in with your fine felt, really fine felt tip pen and put a few little dots in there. So I'm going to go ahead, since I know what I'm going to do now, and I'm just going to color those in. Just like that. And they'll be done. And I like this raw umber because it's not a dark, deep brown. I'm trying to keep things on the lighter side. Basically, I'm not trying to draw in a lot of deep colors. So I'm just going to, and I'm not pressing hard or anything, I'm just coloring in all these little petals. Like that. And this will bring a little bit of a whole different color over onto this side. And I'm thinking I'm going to put some sky and some clouds a little bit in the background. I'm not going to put anything in the bottom because these are all kind of flowers reaching for the sky. So I would imagine they're poking their little heads up. Now, I don't know if you can see the difference between the two, with the orange and without the orange, where the orange really made a difference. So it's just, again, just right at the top. We're not trying to fill anything in except for just give it a little color right at the top. Just like that. And it makes it, just give it a little pop of color that just, it's not a great difference, but it seriously changes how pretty these little guys look. And because they're really small, it's easy to do it this way, just almost making a little circle around the center of that flower. We're not, just like that. Okay, so put those away. And now we'll just get our little green jar and see what all we got in there today. And I think we're going to go ahead with the olive green yellowish. And that's 173. Okay. My computer wants to try to say something and it can't. It's going to go to sleep. Well, I can't get that thing to work. There we go, power. I'm going to shut you down if you won't stay asleep. Okay. What if we just do part of the leaf? Any part. Like that, and then let's see. Maybe we'll bring in our May green. I need to sharpen that to get it that close. I'll sharpen this other one too, because we're going to go down that little skinny line. Okay, so we're just going to come over and go right over the top of that. And because it's so dark, it's going to leave that leaf kind of dark on one side. Like that. Okay, we got them all. So now I'm going to come down the stem. These little skinny lines are not easy to stay into, but we can do it, can't we? We are colorists. All right, I want to make these little things green there. And we could, if we wanted to just get a little fancy, make the ends of these little things green. Have you ever tried to draw flowers with their stems? Sometimes they get so mixed up. That you either get too many or one's off to one side. They don't quite line up sometimes. They're not always that easy to do. All right, let's do this little flower here. And I think we're going to do something. We could do purple or blue. I love this color. Let's see if it's online. This one. I definitely want to do a bigger one up here. But this little flower, I think let's work on some lavenders. All right, I was using my Prisma. Now I'm back to poly, so I have to change my thoughts on what colors. I'm just going to try to just come right around the side of my little flowers. Kind of like that. Today is trash day, and when that storm came through, I could see it coming. It was black. And they hadn't picked up the trash yet. So they picked it up kind of like in the middle of that storm. I don't know if the trash cans were blowing away and somebody set them up, mine and the neighbors, up on the edge of my lawn out front. So I went and got it while there was a calm between the storms. And those big old heavy trash cans, it takes some wind to blow them away, or around even. Well, I love all my colors with Prisma. Polychromos doesn't have the best selection. So I'm going to try using this ivory first of all. And I heard somebody say today, what is her name? The Frugal Crafter, I think it is. She was demonstrating some pencils and she says, I like to smash my colors into each other like Polychromos or Prisma will do. We're not all pencils are equal. They just will not smash and really pull the color around like Polychromos does. And you have to really press in there to get it to even do that. And then there's no light lavender in this set. So I guess we would go to a pink. Well, what is this one? Light magnolia, so it's still not the color I would want. I was hoping to find so I'm getting more and more addicted to my Prismacolors as far as being able to really blend my colors the way I want to. You have to layer these, which is fine, but you're not going to be able to manipulate them like you can the wax. And you listen to so many stories. After a while, you don't know which one to believe. All right. So now, I'm thinking what color to make our little stamen. I'm going to go ahead and put some ivory at the bottom. And I'm thinking we'll just do a little green. make them a little green. I'm going to just bring a little bit of green up. Try to make it just darker green right there. And that's pretty. Oh, that's the leaf. Okay, that's good. We see you hiding down there. So let me get you where I can see you for sure. I'm going to go ahead and use this May green on this leaf. Because it's a good light color. Okay. Might as well go ahead and just color this one in while we're here. Like that. And then I'm going to pick a couple. This is earth green. Should be dark enough to, but we'll see. It really isn't. You have to really press hard to get it to do. And this is probably, that's earth green too. Because I like that color. And what is this one? This is permanent green olive. Maybe this one will work. We just want something to highlight. And that definitely works. We just want to give it that second little tone of color. Goodness, I can see the sun over my shoulder coming in. There. And that one is done. Just give it a little tiny bit of color up and down it like that. All right, so now we got these are all one, so we'll make these three the same color. And I think I'm looking. We're going to go into some pinks, I think. Let's see. I'm looking to see which ones would be. What do we got? We got fuchsia and light pink. Let's start with the light pink. Just kind of coming down there. Leave a little bit of the top of those flowers open. Now let's take the fuchsia. And just give the top of these flowers a little bit of color. And this main one, we're just gonna let it shine. It still looks pretty close to the same color. It's not. I'm just going to go back over this. And let it get dark. Okay, I like that. So let's see what we can do with these two. So these I'm going to leave quite a bit at the top. Just let it get this pink down here. Just like that. And take a sip of water. Okay. Let me sharpen that a little bit. Hate it when pencils stick to your arms. Alright, so I'm going to take some white, or ivory, and I'm going to go right in the center here. It just gives it a little bit of a highlight, but not much. Light yellow glaze. See if we can, I don't know if they're even going to show up. They're not, so we're going to have to use a pasta. Let's see if our Posca pen can do it. So here we go, one more flower. And we're going to use the light color at the bottom like we did at the top. Although they're so close in color. When you blend them. Just like that. And then we can put a little white down here if we want. Or ivory. And it doesn't really make a big difference, but it does make a difference when you're looking at it directly, not on camera. So now we just need to do its little stem. And I think we'll use our earth green. Okay. And we're going to have to come back with our pasta pan. Our pasta. Posca. Alright, so these look like they are wild orchids. So I wonder how much we can make them look like that. So I think we're going to go ahead and go into our lavenders. See how many shades I can find. I'm going to try this burnt carmine right here on the little sides. My orchid is blooming. It's so pretty. Didn't know if it would really pop something open or not, but it sure did. Well, I saw that little stem coming up. I was wondering, is that a leaf or is that a really a orchid? It was a orchid. It's like, I can't believe it. This is wonderful. Alright, now let's see if we can get a really bright yellow in here. Just like that. Okay. I'm going to do the lightest color down here. And what is this? Light magenta 119. Like that. And up here. I think this little bud's opening, so we'll just do that on the outside. I get them all? I think I did. I'm going to lay that one down. And let's try. Okay, what did we got here? Crimson. 134. Just like that. Okay. Those look pretty good for orchids, huh? Okay, so now I'm going to take the deepest one I got, and that is what? Light red violet. And the orchids I've always seen have all these little lines in them. Don't know why or what they're for, they're just there. Only God knows. Okay. So now let's find a different, because they're kind of in between. Chromium oxide and pine green. We don't want pine green. And deep cobalt green. That's more blue. So we're going to use number 278, chromium oxide green. And that will be a different green than we have used yet. Just like that. Everything else that's sticking out is going to be green. If you don't know what it is, you're going to be made green. I think we'll put just a touch of green on these little yellow things. Just a little bit. Kind of soften them down a little bit. I'm just going to outline this one really good, and then I'm just going to come in real light. Like that. And I think this leaf, I overdid it. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm gonna just let it be outlined and just make it light. Sometimes if you overdo it, you can erase it and leave it because it looks better when you erase it. I've done quite a few things that way. All right, so now we're going to do this little sweetheart. And let's see, what can we bring over here or find something new? I think we're going to do this little guy in blue. And how about Naples yellow? I've never used Naples yellow. That's a shame. That's just a crying out shame. Because Naples yellow, I love it in my paints. I'm going to try by just doing the center. Almost like a pansy, but not quite. Like that. And then I'm going to come back in with my blue. This very pretty blue. And just let it kind of blend in into the center. Just keep going over it until it gets as dark as you want it to be. I'm going about halfway down into that yellow on the first. Just letting them kind of blend together a little bit. I'm just going over and over and over this until it gets as deep as I want it. That turned out really pretty. Okay, so now let's work on its little green stems. I don't want to switch into anything too drastic. And I don't think I'm going to use that one. Even though it would be pretty with that, it's just going to be too drastic overall. I'm going to kind of stick to my colors that I'm using. But maybe just going over the top of it will give a pretty color. So what is this? This is emerald green. And then I'm going to just go over the top of it. That makes a pretty green. But not such a crazy green. You know what I mean? I think I'll do these two. If I'd used this green over to the other page, it could have been a different story, but I didn't. I'm just going to go over it. What is this? Earth green, of course. I always pick earth green. I think that's my go-to color in this. And this is pretty close to the color in my Castle Art pastels that I'm missing. And they're about to lose. That I love. Whoops. I want to do these. This is a pretty little flower. You want to put lots of love in each and every little petal and each and every little leaf before you go on. Okay. And I'm just not going to like this until I get the heaviness of it off. It's just too much. And I'm going to leave it just like that. Okay. We have a beautiful garden going here. Okay. I think let's look for a our light pink. And what is this? Rose Carmine, 124. And I'm just going to color these little pink flowers in, except for at the very top. And we'll just make them white. And that'll be pretty. Okay, so let's find our white. I was looking to see if I grabbed a Prisma white. This is a poly white. Just like that. All right, so now let's do our little stem. Oh, here we go. Find your stem in there. She did a good job. This is where many times everything gets all mixed up. I'm going to take this permanent green olive. I'm going to go ahead and do all of these little guys. Even before I do like that. And the one next to it, let's do with earth green. Like that. And I know I have two earth greens out here, so I need to get rid of one of them. Put it away. This is May green. We're going to just do the top like that. Boy, when you're having fun, time goes so fast. Okay, so now let's go ahead and use our yellow, Naples yellow. On this little flower. Like that. And then we'll pull here. Viridian red. We could just put a little teeny bit of it coming up the stem. Just a little, just a couple little marks. Doesn't have to be anything special, but that will work. Okay? So, now we got this little guy, and we could bring back in that deep red and rose carmine. And I'm gonna do just like I did with that other one. This one up here. Like that. But this one will show more of the pink. And I have to come back in and work that other one back up again. Like that. And let's go ahead and make these pink. And then we could just come up the bottom just a little bit. Like that. Okay. Now, what in the world is this? So, I'm going to go into my lavenders. And I'm thinking it's one of those where it's lavender on one, like at the top, and then it turns green. So whatever it is, I don't know. But this will work, right? So I'm just going to make the leaves just a little bit. Kind of like that. And then I don't know how this is going to work, but I think it'll be okay. We're going to earth green 172. What's this earth green? That's May green. Earth green yellowish. Okay. All right. We got it. We got the picture. I'm going to sharpen it because we're going to need to get into these little spots. This is almost going to be like a succulent kind of a plant. It's kind of what I got the idea of. So we're just very bottom. Like that. That'll be pretty. And just letting it blend and not even worrying about they're the same kind of shade or something, and then so they blend real well together. Isn't that pretty? I love that. Alright, so now we got this big yellow flower. Yellow, is that what I decided already? Okay. I guess yellow would be okay. Alright, so what do we got? Dark cad yellow. That's more of a neon yellow. I don't want that. And what is this one? That cream color. That would be pretty. So let's do the cream coming out of the center. Like that. And then I'm going to take this dark cad yellow. And I'm going to try not to go too far past those dots, because I don't want my yellow to disappear. And this is kind of overpowering. It will take it right out, and you'll never know it was there. And I'm going to wait on those little turned over spots, leaves. And I'm going to come back in with my yellow and see if I can find that again. And what if we did just the tips in the yellow? And then come up the side with, what do we got? May green, that's good enough. Like that. I could use it to just highlight a little bit. Okay, so this is pulling off of that. So let's try put some of this yellow on the bottom, and the darker yellow more on the top. Like that. That's pretty. I've seen this picture done a few times. Oops, I really got out of line there. I really like this one we did in the purple and that earth green. I like that a lot. Okay, so this one looks like that one. So let's do the same thing here. That we did to that one. Remember that. Do we have any more? I don't see no more. So then we took, wish I'd laid it down. What was that reddish? Here, no. Well, this will work. Indian red. It's not quite the same, but it'll work. So we're just gonna do a few little lines. Then we're gonna come in here and do this. Like that. That looks good. All right, so now we're going to do this one. And I think we're going to do it in a few lavenders. And let's see what happens. I'm going to start out with blue violet. 137 is what it's marked. I'm going to sharpen it just a tiny bit more. Like that. We're going to start with the very bottom of all of these. And then This is light magenta. 119. Did I get them all? There's one hiding back there. Okay. Now, do I have a lighter? So maybe we'll have to go. Well, where's the color? That's fuchsia, and I really don't want to go that like that. Let's go with this pink. Pink Madden Lake, 129. And then we're going to tip it back off with the dark color. Well, I don't know exactly if that's just a piece of the flower that's, you know how they grow sometimes longer than most of them. Like my spider plant, all of a sudden it'll get a couple really long shoots. I don't know if they get in a race or what. Alright, so we're coming back in with this blue violet, 137. I just want to tip these tips. Just like that. How's that? Does that look pretty? Yes, it does. I like that. Okay, so let's do a couple of greens. Let's start out with this May green and fill all this in. Like that. And then I'm going to come in, just get down into the little corners. I think that'll work like that. We've only got a couple left. We'll do this one and then we'll do the same. We'll bring in the darker green. Like this. Sorry about the dog. There's nothing I can do about it. He's hearing another dog barking. He's not my dog. But it sounds like he's right here. My house must not have very good windows and not very good doors. Okay. See, that makes it look good, okay? Alright, so now we got this one. And let's just go ahead and do this. Like that. How's that? Okay. Now I think he wants in. Okay, so now we got one of these little, they look like a little, yeah, orchids. We're going to make this one pink. See, this one's got that little dots on it. Okay, now I want this is fuchsia, I'm sure. Yep, it is. I did tell you. We'll just kind of spread the love around with the fuchsia. like that. Let's make one more of these really pretty blue flowers. And that's different than any of them, so that's good. Okay, wait. What are these? Are these little blooms? Or little leaves? I think they're little leaves. We'll put some blue in them. And we'll do our May green. That, and that, and like that. Okay, we've got one more flower and one butterfly left. Okay, so we got tulip. So I think we're going to go ahead and do some purple over here, dark purple. Did I even tell you what colors? Violet 138 and 137 blue violet. And I put the lighter down so that I can leave if you just leave that little tiny bit, it will definitely let your flower stand out like that. So we're going to come back to our permanent green, and I know down, down, down. I'm going to just fill it in. Oops. We're just filling this little leaf in. And now we got to do the butterfly. There we go. Okay. Let's start with some yellow. And this is our dark cad yellow. Like that. Now, I think we'll go ahead and do this part too, even though they're next to each other. And I'm just thinking. Yes, I am. And this is middle phthalo blue, 152. I'm not sure I like that one. Yeah, that would have been better, but that's okay. Light phthalo blue. Like that. I'll color this part. Let's do a little pink. Might as well make him look very pretty. And how about a green right here? Let's do the green in here too. Very pretty. And then we need very dark. What do we got here? Pine green. Let's do his little body. And pine green. I'm going to sharpen it so I can go all the way around. Like that. Okay, I think that looks good. So The only thing I really want to do is do the sky. And that doesn't take us long. So I think we're going to do it. Look how pretty. Doesn't that turn out pretty? Between them both. Yeah. Okay. I just feel like I want to put some chalk, not so if anybody hasn't seen, my castle art box is perfect for keeping my chalks in. And I put a piece of paper and that little rubber foam thing that came with it, and it holds it perfectly. And if I put the foam in it, it keeps it nice. So let me get my, and I think I'll just use a little pad. Okay, and I'm just going to use this light blue. You're not going to be able to see all the way around. Well, you could if I lifted you up a little more. But you don't see too well when I'm just making it light. I don't want it dark. I just want it kind of like move that book out of the way. And in my flowers, I want the sky just to look a little blue, but not too much in my flowers. I can just kind of rub it around a little bit. And let's put a little bit more over here because it's not really showing up at all. Okay, it's just giving it a tint. It's just, we don't need much. Like that. And then at the very top, let's just do a little bit more. And this dark one you want to be really careful with because it gets dark really fast. And I'm just going to make little swooshing round circles. So it'll kind of look like the clouds are kind of swooshing around. And then let's do it on this side. And again, be really careful with the dark blue. You can add a little more and a little more. but it gets dark really quick. I'm going to put just a tad bit more on this side. Not much. And I will spray this with my spray that keeps it from going from one side to the other. And it's an ultraviolet protector also. It will protect your pencils. It will protect your paper from spreading. I take it outside, I spray it, I hang it on my screen door and shut my door. I have a big clothespin-like thing. Hangs from my chain. And within about 10 minutes, all smell is gone. And I'm going to tell you, we're done. So let me see if I can stand up enough to where you can see the whole picture of both sides. And I think it just turned out really pretty. So thank you for joining me today. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you all my new subscribers. I hope you enjoy this. And if you give me a thumbs up if you like the picture, I thank you. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If nobody's told you that you're wonderful, you're beautiful, you're amazing, I'm telling you today, you are. Just believe it. And hold on, because good things are coming. So have a good day. Bye.